about fears. Let's talk about love. Yeah, I got fears, but I ain't got no love.
Hey, is this Carl?
Yes, it is.
Hey, kenmains. How are you?
Okay. I swear, I don't know what happened. All right, so you're going back to 91 or something, right?
91. I got a list of about 23 questions here, and you can answer the ones you want, and the ones you don't, you can say skip. You know how that goes.
How about the ones I can answer?
Well,
remember, I took off that night.
Yeah.
And everybody, no matter who you talk to, if they were workers, they'll tell you that I was very stern about, letting a girl close the bar. If there was a girl working that night at bar, the doorman had to stay no matter what. So for whatever reason, she told him to leave, or everything was fine because that new guy was up there sitting with her at the bar. But go ahead with questions. I mean, it's the only things I know.
Okay, right off the bat here with Carl, I'm having a red flag moment. This is the first I'm hearing anything about her telling a doorman to go home, that she has it under control. But yet he's qualifying that by saying he was a stickler for not having a girl close by herself. And it's right out of the gate that he is saying this. So I don't know. Just right off the bat on this interview, I'm just feeling a certain kind of way. There's no evidence, no proof of anything. But the first time I'm hearing this, is it because he's covering his ass for a civil lawsuit? Or is it a more nefarious reason? We'll have to continue with the interview and find out.
Or something.
Yeah, well, the first one I was just going to ask you if you remember, to explain to me Carls Bad Tavern. Like, I know where it is, and I've been in there afterwards. I think it became Spectators at some point in time. But
I think that was before.
Is that right?
I think I bought it from the girl that owned Spectators.
Okay. Well, did the layout change at all? Do you know? I'm just trying to get a layout of the bar.
No. When you walk in the door, you walk forward. That's the bar right there. And back of the bar was the bathrooms. To the right was all open. And I think there was a couple steps you walked down, and it got bigger. But nothing was divided. And stays at all the way at the other end.
Okay. Was there a door? Was there a door in the back?
To the left was my office. Like, as soon as you walk in, you go left, my office was there.
Okay, understood. Was there a back door?
I don't remember. There had to have been, but...
Okay, what I'm doing here is trying to have him visualize 1991. But I'm also asking questions that are not hard for him to answer, meaning they're comfortable. They're not innocent or guilt questions. They're not, what were you doing? We're not pointing the fingers. Hey, just tell me about the bar. How was it laid out? Bringing him back visually in his mind to February 26, 1991, and let him explain it through his eyes, what he saw.
I can't recall.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a visual of what the inside of that looks like. Listen, I haven't looked at it.
It's a big rectangle.
Yeah, I haven't looked at any of the police reports. They haven't shared anything with me, so I'm kind of flying blindly, and I'm like relying on people that have been in there and things to, answer some questions that I have. And that's the reason I reached out to you. And
Right. Well, Sherry told me it's a home delivery pizza now.
Yes, I've been in there since then for sure, and it looks like it's expanded, but I don't know.
I don't think it could.
Is that right?
I don't think so, but
How about
I
like
don't.
the dumpsters and stuff? Were they located in the back?
The what?
Dumpsters, or did you even have dumpsters?
Oh, jeez, I can't remember that either.
That's okay.
Like I told Sherry, I don't know why he wants so much trash. I know why he wants so much trash, but when we didn't have times for trash or um, too many keys or anything like that, but trash went out when it was full.
Okay.
You got to understand you're talking to a guy that's 100% disabled with the VA and on 3 different accounts. PTSD. I've got Agent Orange, leukemia. I do chemo every day.
Wow.
So
anyway, I understand. And if you don't know, that's certainly okay. It's been a
no. I'm pretty much an open book, and then people make things up from there.
Okay. How did you meet Brenda, and do you remember her? Okay, we're not 6 minutes into my interview with Carl, and I'm hitting him with Brenda. Okay, I got him to visualize the bar, visualize 1991, try to get him to feel comfortable with me right off the bat, and not pressure him. But now I want to know about Brenda. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this interview. I'm not concerned about where you were really on February 26, 1991. That has been asked of you, I'm sure, a lot by the police. But tell me about Brenda. I want to see your expression, your emotion, your voice, whether it raises, whether it lowers, whether you take a deep breath, a sigh when you talk about her. So I'm going to be paying particular keen interest right now because this is the first time I bring up the word Brenda.
It seems like her boyfriend at the time brought her in, which was that would have to come to me. And I think that's how I met her. And I think she was a bartender somewhere else. She was trained. I don't know if she was more of a waitress. I can't remember that. I think she did. What's that guy's name?
The boyfriend?
Yeah.
Greg?
Yeah. Greg, he had a gas station, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What was your impression of her?
Oh, she was nice. I don't think Greg was that swift, but he was like a mover shaker, shaker mover, whatever it is. But she seemed nice. That's why I said I always thought that she, had a reason for getting out of Dodge and had a plan, and I guess it worked. But who knows? I mean.
Okay, biggest red flag of the whole interview. We're not even 8 minutes in. Already, I didn't even ask him his thoughts, his theories, and he's throwing out that she made a plan to get away, to run away. And he's not explaining why, other than Greg's not too swift. He's a mover and shaker. This is a big red flag right off the bat. And you can tell by my facial expression how serious I am, because now, he's telling me of all the people that are asked what happened to a missing person, especially Brenda, 99% will say that she met with foul play. But he's saying she ran away. She was talking to somebody at the bar and she implemented her action. She had a plan to get away. And he says, allegedly, it worked. Red flag, red flag, red flag for me.
It was like kind of weird to me, the whole thing, the way he told the doorman to go home and whatever his name was. It wasn't like him to do that. My rules are my rules, and I fired him over that. After he was done with the cops and stuff.
Right. Well, yeah, that leads me into my next question and I guess you're probably not going to remember this, is who worked that night? You know, how many people was a Tuesday night at Carlsbad's a big night? You know what I mean? How many people would be there?
Not many. I can't remember what was going on, but not many people on a Tuesday. That's one of the reasons I wasn't there. But I don't even know what the drawer was that night. Because everything got mixed up. I don't. As far as I know, they didn't steal money or anything. Just and what the hell were Boots doing in the men's bathroom?
Right. Well, was she the only bartender working, or was there two?
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't doubt it because, but I would have a doorman with her, and
again, he's bringing up a doorman. This has never been released before. Now it's either he's lying, he's mistaken, or it's the truth. The cops do know about it, and they haven't released that. I doubt it's that. I think right now, you can tell by my face, and I'm thinking about it. Right now, I think he's full of shit. It's not misremembering. He's covering his ass for some reason.
I can't. There might not have been a reason to have a second bartender or waitress.
Sure.
Or a reason to have a waitress that night. It just doesn't seem right.
So if you had a waitress, does that mean that you guys served food there?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, God. Oh, wow.
Taxing your memory now.
Oh, my gosh. I'm even trying to figure out where a kitchen would be. Okay, I didn't tell you that. That's out of my mind. I don't even know if there was a kid. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I've told a lot of people, not about this case, but about life in general. People I haven't seen for a long time. I get a lot of visitors that are coming from down here.
Yeah.
And not recently, since I thought I was going to only be in this camp for a few months till the realtor found something, but it's been a lot longer. But once somebody will start saying something, like about something we did 30 years ago or whatever, a couple of hints, and I go, oh, yeah, now I can take it from there. But for me to blindly just put all that out, like if you said, well, the kitchen was like in back of, the bar or something, but I just can't place where it was.
That's okay.
If we haven't.
Now, the reason I'm asking about a kitchen is not because of a layout. It's for a specific reason. If they had a kitchen and they were serving food, there had to be a cook. Not necessarily a waitress. Brenda could have done that, being a bartender as well, especially if there wasn't that many people in there, but there would have been a cook. Well, I need to find out who that cook is so I can talk to him. But he's avoiding this kitchen question, and I'm kind of concerned about why he's doing that. Changes the topic right away. So that is troublesome. I think I know how
Sunday or anything. Okay, what?
I think I know how the bar was left, just from police or from the media reports, that she left the door unlocked and the lights were off. Is that your understanding of it?
Yeah, that's what the cops said. The door was wide open or it was unlocked or whatever, and I don't know about the lights, but I don't remember. Have you heard anything about it? If there was any signs of struggle?
No, I did not hear that there was.
Okay, so either she went with this guy because she fell in love over a couple hours of talking to him, or they had a plan. And so, I mean, that's my guesses.
Well, how did you find out, or when did you find out that this girl went missing?
The cops called me.
That next day? And what was your thought then? Like, what the heck?
It kind of startled me, that's for sure.
I bet.
The doorman leaving the scene, letting her there with some guy that nobody knew.
Again, going back to a doorman, Brenda sending the doorman home, Brenda talking to a man at the bar, making a plan. Nothing about foul play. It's not in his mind, and I'm trying to come to grips with that. To be honest with you, only guilty people that I have interviewed do this. Now, I am not pointing the fingers at him right now, right? I'm just saying the verbiage he's using is indicative of somebody that has knowledge that a crime was committed and they know something about it. That's the vibe I'm getting from Carl. I didn't expect to get this vibe from him. It was just being a witness. But what he's saying is really troublesome to me.
It just it unfolded into like a major, like what the hell?
Well, what did you think? What did you think happened? Like when the cops called you and told you that, your initial thought, not what you think now, but how about then?
I always thought she just met a guy and took off with him. Not that there was a plan at that point, but she met a guy and took off. Greg wasn't the coolest guy in the world. I don't know if I'm not saying he beat her or anything. I don't know, but I don't think it was a 50-50 relationship. But when I heard it, I just figured she met a guy and took off. But why the hell did the doorman leave? That's just maybe she introduced him to the doorman as her new boyfriend, and that would make sense. Yeah. I mean, I still wouldn't agree with it, but it still would make sense.
Okay, we're roughly 15 minutes into this interview, and this is the third or fourth time he's brought up about Brenda sending a doorman home. And I have a hard time believing no band there, no nothing, why he thinks he had a doorman there on a Tuesday night. I think that is untrue. Until I hear otherwise. I've never heard this before. And he just is exuding and throwing stuff out there to me that just continually raises red flags. Maybe it's his age. Maybe that he can't remember stuff. Can't remembering is one thing. You say, I don't remember. But to specifically say, on more than one occasion, yes, I had a doorman there, and she sent him home. And then he adds to it, hey, they ran away together. I think she had a plan. And if she didn't have a plan, she just did it. But yet she leaves her car there in the parking lot. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do is I don't want him to get jumpy or anxious. So I'm going to change the topic on him a little bit so I don't lose him. Well, and you have a degree in law enforcement and corrections or something, right?
Yeah, I got dual degrees from Bucks County Community College and dual degrees in law enforcement and correction and counselor education.
Well, did that law enforcement degree kick in at all for you when this happened, and you're like, oh man, I can figure this out? And did you try to help or?
Yeah, it always does.
Yeah.
Either that degree or just my common sense figures things out. But I really didn't think she was chopped up or anything. I just figured she just.
All right, I'm stopping this because of his verbiage. Okay, listen, I'm not a statement analysis guy. I don't really believe in that or body language too much, but I believe in common sense. And he says the words chopped up. Now, may mean nothing, but he brought it up. He could have said dead, could have said, buried, chopped up. That's odd verbiage to be used, at least in my experience.
Wanted to go somewhere else.
Well, she left her car there in the parking lot as well, right?
Yeah, well planned, but those signs of struggle was not dragged. as far as they could tell. I think she either thought she was going somewhere with a new guy and wanted to go, or had a plan to go. Was, all I could figure. Probably, I don't know if they had sex in the men's room or what happened there.
Did she give off that vibe to you that she was that type of person at all? I know everybody's different, but
she wasn't a big talker. She was a cutie. My vibe was always that she wasn't happy, but she was good to other people.
okay, that's a good way to describe it. And you talked about her boyfriend Greg a little bit. What's your thoughts on the boots there in the bathroom? Do you think that's really a big mystery, like everybody makes it out to be, or do you think it's something simple?
Well, I think it's a plant, but I mean, all you can do, like people make things up about me, they don't know. I don't know what happened, but that's might be my. It wouldn't mean that I wouldn't stop looking for her or something, but you have to figure out what what you think, and it just seemed like if somebody was stealing her away, why leave the boots in there? Or the whole thing was just really stupid, and I don't remember the cops taking fingerprints in the men's room. That's one thing that bothered me.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't get involved until like a week later.
Yeah, I think when they called me, it was just like that. Where Brenda is. It wasn't like a major thing to them. And I think the papers, got on a lot more than the cops did.
Right, and sometimes that's what happens is when the papers get onto it, then it lights a fire under the cop's ass, because it makes it look bad.
Yeah, wake up and say, well, geez, they're gonna look like we're not doing our job.
Exactly. I mean, I think it was 9 days before they brought in search helicopters and a K9. By then, her scent's way gone.
Oh yeah. It seems like there was a dumpster, and that was the other thing. Like I said about the fingerprints, it just didn't seem like anybody went through the garbage, or it's just nothing seemed to make sense about it. They were one of the first people to know about it, the cops, but what did they do? They asked a couple questions.
Right. Yeah. I guess Brenda was a housekeeper before she worked for you. Did you know anything about that?
No, I think she was, but I don't know. I said no, I didn't know anything about it. I think the only reference came from Greg, and that was about it. She looked good for the part.
Right. Okay, I asked him the question about housekeeping because in the very first couple of articles in the Center Daily Times, it said that Brenda used to clean Carl's house. Now he's denying it. So either he forgot, the Center Daily Times is wrong, or he is not admitting to it for a reason. Again, maybe minimizing how much he knew Brenda. And his remark that she looked the part. Small detail in the verbiage that I caught. Could mean nothing, but it could also mean, she's a good looking girl. There's an attraction of some sort there. He said about having sex in the men's bathroom. So, well, because of your law enforcement degree and stuff, so I'm going to let you put on your law enforcement cap here and tell me, if she was murdered, let's say she didn't run away, why would somebody do that?
You mean murder in the bar or 2 hours away? Why would they do it? She wanted to leave. She wanted to get it out. Once she figured out he was a slime ball and not a cool guy. But I think she did want to go with him. But I mean, she could have been knocked out in the men's room. carried out when nobody was there.
Well, if she is dead somewhere, I mean, where would you?
If she what?
If she is dead somewhere, where would you look for?
Yeah. No.
If she, let's say she was killed at the bar, where would she be? Where would you look at?
Where would I hide her?
Yeah, I mean,
where would I put the body? I guess I'd take it with me.
Yeah. Well,
and find a ditch somewhere.
Yeah, you'd think she'd be found by now.
Yeah, but the fact that nobody knew who this guy was, that's kind of,
Okay. Do you see now how he is changing from him? I wanted to put him in the scenario. Okay. If you were to hide the body, where would you hide it? And now he's changing that to back to this unknown random person who she met at the bar and more than likely, in his words, ran away with. Now, yeah, there's a little bit of an issue with that. I asked him this specific question for a specific reason, and he gave me the response that's indicative, again, of somebody who has knowledge. He made that real quick blip about a ditch. I don't know if you caught that. If not, go back and listen. It was real quick. Now, hey, again, you don't want to point fingers when there is no evidence. But through my training and experience of interviewing hundreds of maybe even 1,000 people and criminals, he's given me wrong vibes. Okay, very likable, but the answers he's providing and the way he is minimizing is troublesome to me. So I just got to keep on him and find out what more does he know.
For all we know, he could have been some kind of cousin that she was in touch with, or well, I guess I'm leaning towards that she's somewhere else in Texas or somewhere. But if she's dead, it doesn't seem like she was murdered in the bar. I mean, there was no. You think there would be some kind of evidence, maybe knocked out, like I said, and carried. Maybe that's why the door was unlocked. Too many variables, buddy.
Sure, trust me, I know.
I mean, when you get your cold cases, I'm sure you're very aware.
Oh yeah. It's always harder when there's no body and it's a missing person because, like you said, you have to account for them running away as an option. But with that being said, I don't think that she ran away. I think it was more foul play. But I did read in the paper that the police identified, they said every patron that was in that bar that night, except for, like you said, this one guy. Does that sound plausible?
What? No, that he was the only guy in the bar?
That they couldn't identify.
He wasn't identified?
Right.
It doesn't sound right at all. If she was sitting there at the bar with him, like I heard, I mean, the doorman would at least know what he looked like. And I thought that he said he had long hair or something. I think he did explain what he looked like. But nobody knowing who he was, or, because it was like 10 miles from State College, and I didn't think people were that lazy to, not come there until I had like a national act out there also. So it didn't do that great during the week. Right. So to not know, I would have a low staff, that's for sure. Unless I was having something like a traveling female dance review or a guy review or something, I did that during the week, but I don't think there wasn't much going on that night.
What about truck drivers? Because of 80 being there, would they visit your establishment at all and bring their like big rigs down there or not?
I don't recall anybody ever doing that. I'm sure there was a couple, but you know, I'm sure the doorman would see that when he left too. He'd see a truck out there.
Sure. Yeah.
Unless it was down the road. Yeah.
And that doorman, he was talked to by police?
Yeah. Yeah. And he wasn't a little guy. I mean, you know, I hired pretty good doorman, and he must have felt very comfortable with her being there with him. Not that he was right doing that, but he must have felt. I mean, he did feel comfortable from what he said. Well, I just didn't agree that he could leave. That's all.
Did you ever look at the 3 people that they made the police made the sketch of?
They never showed me the sketch.
Really?
And, you know, he could have been his first time in there.
Sure, but they said that they identified every patron, every customer that was in there that night, but yet they released 3 sketches of 3 different people, which doesn't make sense to me. 2 of them should have been identified then.
So you're saying there was 3 different sketches from 3 different people?
Yeah. Yeah.
That wasn't in the paper, was it? The sketches?
I'll send it to you. Yeah. Yeah.
It was in the paper?
Yeah.
Oh.